It is hot, very hot, and we're only a few weeks into summer. And guess what? In the next few days, temperatures in parts of the American Southwest could approach 120 degrees Fahrenheit, potentially breaching existing heat records and endangering human lives. Nearly a third of Americans, over 113 million people, are under some form of heat advisory. Across the US, temperatures are shattering decades-long record highs.
Over in California, Moreno Valley, temperatures nudging 40, wildfires there causing real problems, 7,000 acres or so burnt already in that valley. And nearby in Death Valley, well, that sells itself as the lowest, driest, hottest place on Earth, forecasters there.
In El Paso, Texas, temperatures have soared to above 109 triple digits Fahrenheit for 27 consecutive days, almost overtaking a record last set in 1994. Heat domes have settled over parts of the world. Heat waves are caused by a buildup of high pressure in the atmosphere. This pressure compresses and heats up the air below it. As the air descends, it pushes out cooler, fast-moving air currents and squeezes away clouds, giving the sun an unobstructed line of sight to the ground. The ground, soil, sand, concrete, and asphalt then bake in the sunlight, and in the long days and short nights of summer, heat energy quickly accumulates and temperatures rise. Additionally, waves and atmospheric air currents, known as a jet stream, can hold this high-pressure lid in place for extended periods. This pattern is sometimes called a heat dome because the heat is trapped under a dome of pressure. Parts of the US, including Florida, California, and Arizona, are now baking under these heat domes. As is Europe, as the so-called Cerberus heat wave is sweeping across parts of southern Europe, with potential record-breaking temperatures in the coming days.
On the island of La Palma in Spain, firefighters are struggling with a large blaze. Heat, dry vegetation and wind fanning the flames. Thousands have been evacuated, and neighbouring islands like Tenerife and Gran Canaria are on high alert as the temperatures continue to rise across southern Europe.
Temperatures are expected to surpass 104 degrees Fahrenheit in parts of Spain, France, Greece, Croatia, and Turkey. In Italy, temperatures could reach as high as 119.8 degrees Fahrenheit. In the UK, the June heat didn't just break all-time records, it smashed them. It was 1.6 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than the previous record set back in 1940. Why is all this heat happening now? Scientists are saying the record will continue to break day by day. As sweltering as the summer has been, it may be one of the cooler years of the rest of our lives as the planet continues warming. Records have even seen ocean temperatures rise this spring and summer. The North Atlantic, for example, is currently experiencing the highest surface water temperatures ever recorded.
This is the North Atlantic, where temperatures have surged for more than 3 months, along the coasts of the US, Europe, and Africa. Off the coast of Texas, shoals of dead fish that died from lack of oxygen.
The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has labeled it as Category 4 heat wave. The designation is rarely used outside of the tropics and denotes extreme heat. At the same time, an El Niño is developing in the tropical Pacific. El Niño is a recurring weather pattern caused when warm waters rise to the surface of the coast of South America and spread across the ocean. Experts are already predicting that the developing El Niño is likely to make 2023 the world's hottest year. This El Niño could layer on additional warming as abundant heat in the Pacific is transferred to the atmosphere. In fact, it may have already contributed to early season heat waves in Asia. 26 people have died and thousands have evacuated their homes in South Korea due to torrential rain that has caused landslides and flash floods. Japan's Kyushu region has been experiencing heavy rainfall since the beginning of the month. Northern India has been experiencing severe rains, which have caused deadly flash floods and landslides, killing at least 22 people.
We've rescued up to 85 people. Water levels in the morning were 10 to 12 feet, but the flow has since receded.
Authorities have shut down schools and urged residents in some states to remain indoors in an effort to reduce the danger. But with these conditions expected to continue across so many densely populated areas in the coming days, danger remains inevitable.
Delhi had its wettest day in more than 4 decades, with 153 millimeters of rain falling. Our cars, factories, and power plants have warmed the world by about roughly 2 degrees Fahrenheit since the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. These rising temperatures are already driving fundamental and almost certainly irreversible changes in ecosystems across the world. It's easy to think of this exceptionally hot weather as unusual and will probably last for a while. But the depressing truth is that climate change means it is now normal to experience record-breaking temperatures. The world is effectively in a race. It is clear we're speeding towards an even hotter and more chaotic climate future. Is there anything we can do now, or is it too late? We're all seeing the effects of climate change on our world today, with hurricanes, wildfires, tsunamis, and more in the news more frequently than ever before. The naysayers claim that figuring out how to reverse global warming is impossible, but there is still hope, and the solution lies in our hands. While instant climate change solutions are impossible, what we can do is preserve our quality of life and build a better world for the generations to come. While we can't stop global warming overnight, we can slow the rate and limit the amount of global warming by reducing human emissions of heat-trapping gases and soot. If all human emissions of heat-trapping gases were to stop today, Earth's temperature would continue to rise for a few decades as ocean currents bring excess heat stored in the deep ocean back to the surface. Once this excess heat radiated out to space, Earth's temperature would stabilize. Experts think the additional warming from this hidden heat are unlikely to exceed 0.9 degrees Fahrenheit. With no further human influence, natural processes would begin to slowly remove the excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and global temperatures would gradually begin to decline. Some initiatives that can be taken is refrigerant management, use of wind turbines, reducing food waste, restoring tropical forests, using solar farms, silvopastures, and rooftop solar energy systems. It's true that without dramatic action in the next couple of decades, we're unlikely to keep global warming in this century below 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit compared to pre-industrial temperatures, a threshold that experts say offer a lower risk of serious negative impacts. But the more we overshoot that threshold, the more serious and widespread the negative impacts will be, which means that it is never too late to take action. If you liked our video, don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel for more videos like this one.
I'm not much of a summer person, SpongeBob.